Norwegian Crown Princess Mette-Marit appears more than 1,000 times in the Jeffrey Epstein files. And people think it's about a scandal. It's not.
A poll by the national broadcaster shows that Norway's support for its monarchy fell from 70% in January to 60% in early February. Mette-Marit's popularity rating fell by half.
The Norwegian royal family is taking the place of the British royal family when it comes to scandals. And if you didn't know, Crown Princess Mette-Marit has set the bar in hell when it comes to future queens and current spouses of royals. It has now come to light that she has maintained an extensive friendship with Jeffrey Epstein. And with the files released, it has also been noted that the period of time she had communication with him is far longer than what she previously admitted.
Christ, if you don't know anything about Norway or the monarchy or what's going on over here, well, why would you? There's this silly woman called Mette-Marit, and she is in line to become the new queen of Norway. But her friendship with Jeffrey Epstein makes it really hard to be like, hey, queen. We're all like, oh, we need to workshop this.
Norway's crown princess just went on national television sobbing and begging her country to forgive her. Because the Epstein files didn't just mention her name, they mentioned it over 1,000 times. 1,000. That's more than almost anybody else in those documents. Her name is Mette-Marit. She's married to Crown Prince Haakon, the man who will be the next king of Norway, which means she was supposed to be the next queen. Was. Because right now the Norwegian people are saying absolutely not. Polls are tanking. Parliament has opened a formal investigation. Political commentators are going on television saying she is unfit to wear the crown.
There's this silly woman called Mette-Marit, and she is in line to become the new queen of Norway. But her friendship with Jeffrey Epstein makes it really hard to be like, hey, queen. We're all like, oh, we need to workshop this. Now, she wrote in an email to Epstein, you always make me smile. You tickle my brain. A sentence that ages like milk the second you know who it's about. She says she was gullible. And being gullible is one thing, but that's like saying I'm bad with names and then calling your husband the plumber. She also said in this interview, I like to believe the best in people. So does a goldfish, but we're not handing that constitutional power. At this point, Norway doesn't need a royal advisor. It needs a spam filter and someone to take away her phone.
The internet is already treating her title like it's gone. Let me show you the emails that ended her. In 2011, 3 full years after Jeffrey Epstein pleaded guilty to soliciting a minor, Mette-Marit sent him an email saying she Googled his name and that it, quote, didn't look too good. Then she put a smiley face after it. She Googled a convicted predator, read what came up, acknowledged it looked bad, then sent him a smiley and kept the friendship going. When a reporter asked her about that email this morning, she said she couldn't remember why she wrote it. Couldn't remember, that's the defense. The next email is even wilder. Epstein told her he was in Paris, quote, on a wife hunt. Her response? Paris is, quote, good for adultery and scandals are better wife material. That's a crown princess flirting with a registered sex offender over email. There's another one where she told him, quote, you tickle my brain. These aren't formal diplomatic exchanges. These read like two people who are way too comfortable with each other. The internet saw those emails and said there is zero chance this woman didn't know exactly who she was talking to.
Norway's crown princess Mette-Marit has given something of a statement through the palace in the wake of new revelations about her connections to Jeffrey Epstein. We did discuss those revelations as part of my series looking into the European royals who are named in the Epstein files. I told you to buckle up at the beginning of that video for a reason, because the contact that Mette-Marit had with Epstein between 2011 and 2014 is alarming, to say the least. And again, this was post-conviction, post his prison sentence. And yet we are still getting, I would say, half-assed apologies for her not understanding sooner what kind of person he was. I'm gonna read you the statement and then we are gonna go through it and kind of read between the lines, because I think, in my opinion, you can say Mette-Marit knew exactly the type of person Epstein was. She just, again, in my opinion, didn't care. So the statement, which was put out this morning by the palace in Norway in Norwegian, which I do find a little rich because, girl, you sent the emails in English. I think the apology should be in English as well. I did put this through Google Translate, so excuse any places that the wording doesn't match up exactly with the original. But let's go through this and then read between the lines a little bit. We understand the strong reactions people have had to what has come to light in recent days. The Crown Princess strongly distances herself from Epstein's abuse and criminal acts. She is very sorry for not having understood early enough what kind of person he was. The Crown Princess would like to tell everyone about what happened and explain herself in more detail. She is unable to do so now. The Crown Princess is in a very demanding situation. She hopes for understanding that she needs time to gather herself. But they don't leave it here. Apparently saying nothing is not as strong an option as they would like us to think it is with this part of the statement, because we do go on to have a statement from Mette-Marit. I would like to express my deepest regret for my friendship with Jeffrey Epstein. It is important for me to apologize to all of you that I have disappointed. Some of the content of the messages between Epstein and me does not represent the person I want to be. I also regret the situation that I have put the royal house in, especially the king and queen. Okay, let's get into this. From the palace, we understand the strong reactions people have had. Do you? Because I don't think you do. I don't think you understand that the public is past the point where apologies and wanting to disassociate yourself are enough. Because this is the third time Mette-Marit has had to issue a statement like this. Where is the accountability? Where is this is what will change going forward? The Crown Princess strongly distances herself from Epstein's abuse. I bet she does. She is very sorry for not having understood early enough what kind of person he was. I think I have already covered that. She would like to tell everyone about what happened and explain herself in more detail. She is unable to do so now. What I think this means is she wants to speak face to face with the people, but she can't now. Whether that is in a recorded statement or a TV interview, like you were able to do an interview and tell the nation that she might need a lung transplant in the near future. Because remember, this wasn't a definite. This was, that is the step we are currently considering. She's not on a list yet. They put this out December 19th. It felt a little preemptive, even for a royal family who has always been very proactive about announcing health issues. I think what that means, she would like to tell everyone what has happened and explain herself in more detail, is I recognize that this statement isn't going to do it for you. I need to say it with my whole chest, but I can't right now. I'm sick. Which, I get she is. She has pulmonary fibrosis. Or is the subtext supposed to be, I can't right now?
But the emails aren't even the worst part. In 2013, Mette-Marit flew to Palm Beach, Florida, and stayed inside Jeffrey Epstein's mansion for 4 days. 4 days. She brought her personal guru with her. Norwegian media found and published a photo of her sitting inside that house next to a half-naked young woman in a bikini. This is the same house where Epstein abused girls. The same house that prosecutors described as a location of repeated criminal activity. She slept there for 4 nights. She ate there. She brought a guest. She made herself at home. Then in the interview this morning, she said during one of those visits, she felt, quote, a little unsafe. Her husband confirmed it. He said she called him from inside that mansion because something made her uncomfortable. She won't say what happened. A crown princess felt unsafe inside a convicted predator's home, and she still didn't cut ties with him until 2014, a full year later. Let that sit for a second. She felt unsafe in his house and went back. Norway is not letting this slide. The Prime Minister publicly said she showed a, quote, lack of judgment. The Norwegian parliament voted to establish an independent commission of inquiry into Epstein's connections to Norwegian citizens. The political editor of Norway's biggest newspaper went on television and questioned whether she can be part of the royal house at all. A royal commentator named Tove Tallesen said it has become, quote, impossible for Mette-Marit to be queen. A Swedish royal commentator said she deliberately lied about her relationship with Epstein and called this the biggest royal scandal in modern history. Bigger than Prince Andrew. Think about that. Andrew got arrested last month. He's the first royal taken into custody in 400 years. He was stripped of every title he had. People are looking at that and looking at Mette-Marit and saying, why is she still wearing a crown? Norwegian Red Cross and the Scout Association are holding internal meetings right now about whether to keep her as their patron. Organizations that work with children are distancing themselves from the future Queen of Norway because of her ties to Jeffrey Epstein. Here's where the story gets completely insane. While all of this is happening, the Epstein emails leaking, the parliament investigation launching, the country turning on her own son Marius Borg Høiby is on trial for rape, right now.
Norway's monarchy survive a rape trial involving the Crown Princess's son. This is 29-year-old Marius Borg Høiby, the son of Mette-Marit, the Crown Princess of Norway. Høiby's been on trial on 40 charges, including rape, aggravated assault and drug offences. Now his trial has concluded after 7 weeks. He denies many of the charges against him, including those of rape, but pleaded guilty to transporting 3.5 kilograms of marijuana and speeding. He admitted partial guilt for assault and reckless behaviour. He was alleged to have strangled and beaten previous partners, as well as drugging them, assaulting them and filming the act. Police said they found videos on his phone of 3 of his alleged victims unconscious. The prosecution and Høiby's defence both requested a custodial sentence of between 18 months and 7 years and 7 months. A verdict is not expected until early June, but the Court of Public Opinion has made its judgment about the monarchy's future. A poll by the national broadcaster shows that Norway's support for its monarchy fell from 70% in January to 60% in early February. Mette-Marit's popularity rating fell by half, with a further blow to the family's reputation coming after she was mentioned more than 1,000 times in documents relating to the sex offender Jeffrey Epstein, despite there being no suggestion of wrongdoing. Now, polling showed that almost half of Norwegians, 47.2%, no longer wish to see her become queen. If Høiby is convicted, the symbolism could be powerful. A royal family visiting a son in prison. And in a monarchy, symbolism is everything.
His verdict comes in June. He's her son from before she married the crown prince. He's pleading not guilty, but prosecutors want 7 years and 7 months in prison. The timing is almost unbelievable. The mother is exposed for cozy emails with one of the most notorious predators in history, while her son sits in a courtroom facing the most serious charges a person can face. Norway went from being one of the most stable royal families in Europe to total chaos in less than 2 months. The Epstein files did that in 60 days. Mette-Marit sat in that interview chair this morning with tears running down her face, saying she was manipulated and deceived. She said she's not the one to feel sorry for. The victims are. But the internet is asking one very simple question. How do you Google a convicted sex offender, read the results, send a smiley face, fly to his mansion, sleep there for 4 nights, feel unsafe enough to call your husband, keep talking to him for another year, then come on television a decade later and say you were manipulated? The Norwegian people aren't buying it. The parliament isn't buying it. The commentators aren't buying it. Whether she keeps that crown or not, the damage is already done. Mette-Marit wanted to be Norway's queen. After these emails, the only title the internet is giving her is Epstein's princess.